Good morning, Shiloh. It's a pretty day outside, and it's a day to finish up some gardening and do beans and then probably do some tomatoes. But it's a good day, and it's a day the Lord has made, which makes it a marvelous, wonderful day. I'm going to read to you this morning from Psalms 51. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love, according to your great compassion. Blot out my transgression. Wash away all my iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. For I know my transgressions, and my sin is always before me. Against you only have I sinned and done what is evil in your sight, so that you are proved right when you speak and justified when you judge. Surely I was sinful at birth, sinful from the time my mother conceived me. Surely you desire truth in the inner parts. You teach me wisdom in the inmost place. Cleanse me with hyssop, and I will be clean. Wash me, and I will be whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Let the bones you have crushed rejoice. Hide your face from my sins and blot out all my iniquity. Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me. Do not cast me from your presence or take your Holy Spirit from me. Restore to me the joy of your salvation and grant me a willing spirit to sustain me. May God bless this reading and this hearing of his word today. This is David's prayer of confession after his adulterous affair with Bathsheba, after his conspiring to have her husband Uriah killed. And all of this was for David to save face. All of this was for David's sake. All he did was for David. And you know what? That's what most sin is. Most sin is when we're trying to take care of ourselves. When we want something, when we think we need something, when we've done something that we shouldn't have done. And so David had the affair with Bathsheba because he looked out and saw her. And then when she was pregnant, and couldn't get Uriah to go home and lay with her, he had Uriah killed. And then David took Bathsheba as his wife, all part of the grand plan to cover his sin. And now all of this has been brought to David's attention. And now David is praying. And he says, Lord, all of this is according to your unfailing love. It's all because of your great compassion. Please wash away all my iniquity. Cleanse me from my sin. David says, I know my transgressions, and my sin is always before me. David knew it. Sometimes we just have to raise our hands and say, I did it. Yes, that was me. And the thing about it is, God knows it all. God wasn't on the other side of the world dealing with other things, other situations or anything. God was right there with you. He saw you do it. He heard you conspire in your heart before a thought was on your tongue. He knew it already. And so we trying to cover it up never works. And then David says, it's all on you, Lord. I know I've sinned. I know I've done wrong. Please, because of who you are, please Blot out all my transgressions. Cleanse me from all my sin. Why? Because against God, and God only, had he sinned. Oh yeah, he sinned against Bathsheba. But the real sin was with God. Because what he did was wrong. What he did hurt Bathsheba. What he did killed Uriah. But he sinned against God because he knew that's not what he was supposed to be about doing. Cleanse me with hyssop. Hyssop was a kind of bush, and its leaves were kind of like sponges. They absorbed liquid. And in the cleansing, in the forgiving of Israel's sins on a yearly basis, the high priest would dip the hyssop down in the goat's blood and sprinkle it all over the people. And that's what David is asking God. Please just go ahead and sprinkle me. I've messed up, and if not for your unfailing love, if not for your great compassion, I would have no hope. And then David at the very end says, Lord, create in me a pure heart. Because David also knew that his heart was wrong. For even allowing that to begin to happen, for that to even be inside of David, he knew his heart was not right, and he needed a pure heart, a new heart. So Lord, forgive us of our transgressions and create in us a pure heart so that we'll never do it again. May you have a blessed day.